How's it going, everyone? I hope everyone is having a fantastic Lent. This is a very different style video than what I'm used to. This is more of a long form content video, but I am still going to be posting this on TikTok if you see it here on TikTok. If you see it on YouTube, then you'll see it on YouTube. It's a little bit of a longer style video than I usually do, and I'm making eye contact with you guys, which is a little crazy, right? Like, I've never seen that before. But I wanted to bring you guys a very familiar story that's seen in ancient philosophy known as the Allegory of the Cave. Now, for those of y'all that are interested in philosophy, this is one of the most popular analogies, and it's found within Plato's Republic, one of the most popular philosophical works that's been done by any philosopher ever. And this guy lived 300 years before Christ. So he lived 300 BC, my mistake. So the story goes off, or to paint the picture, in the early days of ancient Greek philosophy, there lived a man named Plato. This individual was, and still is, called the father of Western philosophy. Plato once gave an analogy of a cave, and in this cave, prisoners who were chained up their entire lives up to the point of the analogy. In this analogy, the prisoners spend all their time looking at a wall of shadows that are being created by people that are invisible to the prisoners. All their life, all the prisoners see are these echoes of reality, but to them, that is all reality is. However, Plato presents a further analogy. Plato ponders on the idea of what would happen if the prisoners were to be set free. They would just leave, right? Imagine a person sitting in the dark all their life with minimal light, and you set them free and they turn around and they see the light source itself, like they would nearly go blind. This reasoning is what led Plato to believe that, unfortunately, even if the prisoners were set free, they would remain in the cave willingly because they would be blind trying to find the light source. Unfortunately, these prisoners are no longer prisoners of another person's doing, but they are now prisoners of their own ignorance and of their own willingness to go and adjust to the light. This leads Plato to the last point of the analogy. What if a prisoner was just dragged out of the cave and forced to have their eyes adjusted to the truth that is right in front of them? Would they ever go back into the cave willingly? Now, Plato uses this reasoning to come to the conclusion that they would never go back willingly, given that they're exposed to the truth. Now, all of this analogy that Plato has come up with to show you, the listener, and all of us who are now aware of this story on what the relationship between us and knowledge is. We would rather choose to just perceive and experience the effects of knowledge rather than go search out the truth bearer, the truth maker. People would rather live in their lack of knowledge as long as it's comfortable, and in their ignorance as long as they feel okay, rather than seek out the truth and understand the world. Some people are even so terrified to make decisions for themselves that they'd rather just have people make decisions for them all their life. Don't be the prisoner. Break free of the cave. Search truth. This is me dragging you out of the cave in the analogy. Search for the truth. Now that you're out of the cave and you're aware of this story, if you go back in, you're just going to sit in your comfortableness. Search for the truth, and I promise you're never going to go back. God bless you guys. I appreciate y'all for listening. It's a different style video, but I thank you guys so much. God bless.